Right? I'm like dressed up, heels, hair done, makeup, nails done. I mean, but are you mad? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where we're all about leveling up, elevating, and living our absolute best lives. Today, we have another interview of the African diasporan entrepreneurs, and today we have
King Obatunda.
yes, as he goes by, but your name?
My name is Marcus. I actually have many names now that I go by.
Oh, I like that though.
Many names. My Ugandan name, you guys can call me Kajubi.
Kajubi, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Kajubi.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to my channel.
Hey,
So we're gonna go in and just talk to him about his stay here, being in Uganda, living here, why here, all the questions and all the information that you guys would definitely want to hear and learn from. So let's get into it. If you want to tell people about yourself, your background, and how you ended up in Uganda.
Okay, so I'm a Black American or African born in America. I'm from a state called Virginia. Norfolk is the city, Norfolk, Virginia. I'm prior military. I used to be a soldier a long time ago. I got out and did some odd jobs, got a few trades, and decided that I wanted to do something different with my life. So I backpacked across different places in Europe. I was actually traveling with a group, and I came to Africa, and we were supposed to stay in Kenya, and we ended up crossing over to Uganda, and I absolutely loved it. So I ended up staying in Uganda, and I found a way to make this my home now, and now I have my own YouTube channel where I expose information about Uganda, all the information that I basically couldn't find on my own, and I had to like really, really hustle and bustle to learn all this stuff. That's what I focus on my channel. So anybody who has questions about like how can they transition to move here, because when I first learned about Uganda, I learned through other people's YouTubes, like non-African people.
Yep, and Google isn't prominent here either. I don't know why, because it's like your go-to everywhere else. But so like you can't quickly find things, so it's all word of mouth and like you said, other YouTubers. Indeed. Yeah. So
I really had to like put myself out there, get cheated every day and hustled every day, and I had to go through so much just to be, where I am right now. People consider me Ugandan now because I done went through it all.
Yeah, you're like.
I done got knocked by bodas. I got trapped in taxis, you name it.
I commend it. He even got off his boda, he paid, he's like, what will it know? I was like, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I know, look like Uganda now.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
That is so funny. Yeah. The problem with these accents is you get hustled. So guys, when you guys come at me, like it's a literal problem. Okay, so when did you decide that you wanted to be in Uganda? So you said you went to Kenya, then this year.
Yeah, this year.
Oh.
Because I used to be in a relationship and everything, and I was actually supposed to get married and whatnot. So this year was actually supposed to be the year that I made it permanent. And though we're not together anymore, I did make the transition, so I am still here permanent.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start my business here and get my residency. Go through all the legal process.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, I'm glad that you didn't end up like just quitting out and whatnot. I feel like more people need to come here and establish great, amazing things, and don't let relationships kill that.
Yeah, there's so much here that Uganda offers, and my mind kind of wasn't in the right place. Like I had this going on, I had that going on, but I wanted to be here for business and investment. So I was just a little bit all over the place. So once one door closed, many doors opened up for me.
Okay, so I ended up working out for you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. So how much planning and preparation did your group or you specifically do before you were like with your group being like, let's go adventure the world?
Listen guys, don't be like us. Actually plan and prepare. We really didn't plan a whole lot. Like, it was, oh my God. I'm kind of embarrassed about this now that I think about it. Because I'm prior military, and I pride myself on my preparedness, and back then, I just really didn't care. Like, we put it all, I put everything I had into a bag. We met up in Jamaica, and
that's so dope.
In Jamaica, we went to Spain to Jamaica to Belgium, to Spain to Morocco to Kenya, and then to Uganda.
Oh, you guys were like zigzagging everywhere.
But some of those were like super long layovers, and we were stuck in airports and stuff like that, sleeping overnight in airports. Okay. That's why I'm saying plan ahead, because I did not know I was going to spend 24 hours in the airport.
Yeah. There's a thing I can't do, but I'm sure there were lessons learned and everything from it.
It definitely, like, the best places to sleep in the airport is like near restaurants or something like that, because they got little plugs, you plug yourself up.
Yeah, that's true.
Listen, I learned some tips and tricks out there, all right? I'm serious. I've been through it all. Listen, my journeys, I've been through it all.
I'm so done.
And some.
I can't even. That's a lot. Okay. So how do you feel like you left your financial situation before you were like, I'm off to Africa? Well, okay, I'm off to see the world.
I quit my job.
Okay, so you were just like,
I
I'm
took
out.
the deuces. I called. Hey, look, listen. They hit me up, was like, hey, you coming in today? I said, I'm at the airport, bro.
Yeah. Oh, wow. You didn't even give them like a little heads up.
For what? Will they give you a heads up when they ready to fire you?
No, that's
Exactly.
true.
I'm
My
at the
mom
airport,
says
bro.
that.
I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Ask me, so are you coming in tomorrow? No.
See, I'll never. True.
No, but honestly, I have a plan. I had planned ahead a few weeks in advance, or a few months in advance, actually. I took one of my tax returns and I saved that little bit of money. It wasn't a whole lot. It was less than $1,000. And I put that to the side. That was a little money for like travel expenses and whatnot. And I just kept saving up, and it got to the point where I got tired of them before my plane, you know, and everything. Okay. So for like a few days, I just didn't show up. They would call me and everything.
And you're like, I'm good.
You know, for what?
Like I've
saved
saved
I just got tired of it. You know, it's very mentally exhausting. I was working 2 jobs at the time. I was a security guard, and I was working in a restaurant, and I was also trying to do like other little hustles on the side, and I was trying to figure out how to, you know, work my camera and stuff like that. I wasn't happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting all my time and attention into these jobs that don't give a.
They just don't. You know?
So I was like, you know what? Let me go get this camera. I went and got a camera off of Amazon. Started messing around with it, shooting little rap videos for, you know, local rappers and whatnot. I got tired of that. Man, look, I got tired of that real quick, yo. People pointing guns at you.
Oh my God!
I was like, yo, man, let me go ahead and do YouTube a different way. I'm not doing this rap stuff no more. All right, everybody got guns and choppers and all this. I'm like, oh no.
You're like, not today.
Yo, I'm not ready to go see the Lord today. Okay. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go do it a different way.
I understand why you were just like, let me back up my shit and go. Like, I'm done.
Seriously.
Wow. What were the pros and cons you weighed about staying in Uganda, and even before your trip being like,
okay, so I'll do that in a 2-part.
Okay.
The first part, my pros and cons about traveling to Africa. I will say this. Many people like myself in the West, we really don't have access to a lot of information about Africa. So I was extremely ignorant. And biggest things I was thinking of was like, am I going to sleep in the bush? Am I going to get malaria, Ebola?
Damn.
Am I going to eat bush meat every night, or what am I going to eat?
That's the media narrative. So
exactly.
I'm not shocked also.
So when I got to Morocco is when I really started to shake a lot of it off, because it's North Africa technically, but you feel like you're in like an Arab country or something like that. Yeah. But it's Africa. So I started to kind of ease that mentality off of me, and really when I got to Kenya, it went completely off the same day. When I got to Kenya, when I flew into Kenya, I thought that we're gonna have to change planes somewhere and get a small little bush plane, you know, one of them little single engines.
Like the safari planes? Yeah. Only for the safari?
And we was gonna fly into the, on a dirt road somewhere in the bush. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. These guys are gonna be waiting on us. Who's gonna trek somewhere? Like, I was so ignorant. I feel embarrassed even admitting this, but listen.
Oh my God.
Because every time I got on YouTube, we only see, you know, white folks like out on safaris or at some NGO doing this or at a resort or something like that. I don't see the city. I didn't see Nairobi at all.
Yeah.
This before I knew about African Tigress and what was it, Tribal Brother and all these other people. I didn't know about none of their channels. So I'm like, hey, like Drew Binsky and all them. I'm watching this stuff. I'm like, I don't think I want to go there.
Yeah.
You know, because the way they were portraying it, it was not in a good light. So I had a really bad negative connotation of Africa. So the pros that I had was that I knew I'm a soldier and I knew I'd be able to survive better than other people would. I knew that it doesn't require a lot for me to maintain day to day. So whatever it is I get. And everything's going to be a learning experience. And the best part about it was that I'm leaving the craziness of America, and it can't be no worse than, you know.
That's true.
So me coming to Africa, you know, it has to be better. And it was. Yeah. Even though, you know, we got our own problems.
We have our own problems with day-to-day living and all that kind of stuff. I feel like
it's the stress level is just completely reduced. So that is the first part of it. Now, the second part, coming to Uganda, now that I had a better understanding of Africa and everything, I had higher expectations because now I'm starting to see that, okay, you guys got big cities here, like
Yeah.
Nairobi. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Like, yeah.
Nairobi is huge.
Full functioning big city.
Huge.
Big buildings.
So
everything.
Okay, y'all out here doing it.
Yeah.
So, you know, you stop thinking about living in a hut somewhere, you know. And then we went ahead and got on the bus, came to Kampala. I didn't know about the geographic features and everything, so now I'm excited, but I still have this ignorant mind. So I'm thinking, like, yes, we're going to see gorillas. Yes, we're going to see chimps. I'm not going nowhere near that. Nowhere near that, okay?
Wait, have you done it now yet?
No.
Me neither. I want to, but I haven't yet.
Honestly, I think I'm going to hold off doing any safaris, like, right now, anytime soon, because my intention of coming to Africa was about information and understanding. It wasn't about traveling or
all that. Okay.
Exactly. And I feel like people who come here to do that first, you really miss out on a lot about Africa.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you get the wrong
you got, like,
side of Africa.
stereotypical
Exactly. And I don't want people to look at me like that. I got my jungle hat on, you know what I'm saying, and my khakis.
Fair enough.
So I was like, you know what, let me go hit these streets and see what they talking about out here. Man, I saw the streets of Kampala. I was like, what?
I know.
Yo.
I don't think people even, like, I'll notice through how people comment on some of my videos, because I know what I'm doing in my channel. My videos are a little different in a sense that maybe things are a little bit more expensive and whatever that I portray, but I did it on purpose. But even based off of the comments I'll get, even from people like from the south of America, and just like the comments of like, oh, I can get this or that, being certain places in Southern America or Southern USA, and I'm just there like, yeah, but like you're talking about towns, like you're talking about small places, even like major cities of some states are still smaller than Kampala, so I don't understand. Like, it's so weird to me, but
it's just, like I said, it's the mindset.
It's the mindset, and I'm just like,
know.
yeah, that I grew up in a small town, but I still grew up in Toronto, so it was huge.
Okay.
Versus a lot of places where people are commenting like, I'm from, I don't know, some states, and I'm just like, your population is so small. Of course, you're gonna find a place you can build on some crazy amount of land for mad cheap. Duh. But yeah, you're right, mindset.
I basically I weighed my pros and cons, and I found out, it's not a lot of cons being out here. It's a lot of unnecessary things that go on here as far as infrastructure, poverty, things like that.
Yeah, unnecessary.
That you gotta deal with, but it's nothing compared to like being targeted over there. You know what I'm saying? That's
a walking target, actually.
So I came here, I was open, I was ready.
You were like, I'm good.
Man. First thing I wanted to do when I got to Lake Mignone, I wanted to jump in the lake. They told me no.
Oh,
it's the deepest, one of the deepest lakes in the world.
Oh, you're like,
so I was like, it's a what?
There's some information that you got here.
I didn't know that. Like, yo, as soon as I saw the lake, us blacks, like we're very emotional coming back to Africa.
Yeah,
I want to touch the soil. Rub the soil in my hands. I want to touch the water and everything. They was like, hey, no, don't do that.
Go float in Ginger. Have you done that? Like,
I've been to Source of Nile, but I got on the water a little bit. They were charging us a Mzungu price. You know how they do that.
Yeah, but
when you go to the Source of Nile, they got 3 different prices up there.
Pulling out my other name.
Now I can say I'm Kajubi. Now there you go. Now I'm a local. But back then, oh no.
No, they'll charge you crazy.
Oh my, it was like, what, 200, 250 or something like that?
Yeah, something stupid.
Something
it's
crazy.
not
Everybody else
close.
was paying like 30,000 or 40,000 to get in. I was like, nah, that's another reason why I haven't done safaris too. Because every time I look at a safari, like booking prices, they always ask me, what's your nationality? I'm like, excuse me.
Yeah, and they expect you to have the ID card. So the first time I went, I had to pay Mzungu prices proper because I don't have my dual yet. But then the other times I finessed them. Wow, I was like, are you mad? Yeah. This is my birthright. Yeah. You're right. You're crazy.
Y'all do come here to Uganda. Y'all better learn how to finesse out here. I'm telling you now.
Yeah, because you're gonna get finessed anyway, so you might as well learn to finesse.
Definitely. I don't even feel bad no more. I used to, but now
you're like, absolutely not.
Everybody tries me. Yo, Boda. This morning, this Boda, he knows, come on now, I'm going from one spot to another. Like, do I really got to go through the whole process of I got to go through the asking all that?
Yeah.
You know I'm going right down the street. You know how much it is. I give him 5,000. He says, okay.
Bring me my change.
Hey, okay. I'm like, seriously? At this point, I still gotta go through this.
Yeah, no, forever. As long as you have your accent, forever.
Yeah.
So, how long did it feel like it took for you to settle in Uganda?
I actually got pretty settled within the first year.
Okay.
Because it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't require a lot for me to be satisfied or to maintain basically.
Must be nice. I was like, bro, I'm still settling in.
It took me a while to get to that point though, because at first when I first got there, I was like, man, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that.
Yeah.
But Lake Manyoni is so peaceful out there. I really didn't miss the internet.
There.
Yeah, and then we would go down to one of the hotels, eat at their restaurant sometimes, like once a week, twice a week, and just use up their Wi-Fi. We'll sit there all day. We order like sodas all day.
I'm so bad. So you made finesse, you made it work.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things we learned, and I was like, you know what? I honestly don't really need a whole lot of stuff, so I'm not gonna go looking for it. And then I slept in my tent, man. I was chilling.
Okay.
When I came to Kampala, I changed all of that. I changed all of that.
In what way?
So I had a little apartment. I was staying in the ghettos, a single room and everything.
You really lived in Uganda, bruh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I purposely chose to live in the ghetto because it helps me understand more of the culture. There's two sides to it.
Fair enough.
So I lived in Kampala. It's a slower pace. It's a smaller town, so I got to see the small town life and how people are like in the village, things like that. Now coming here, I want to see how the ghetto life is. I'm a ghetto boy. I grew up in the hood, so
you're all about that.
It's dangerous, but it's important for me to see it. I have to be able to see it to understand it. Because seeing it on TV is different than actually seeing it in person. Yeah. And I realized that there's a difference between ghettos here in Uganda and ghettos in America. Okay,
what do you feel like is the main difference?
Ghettos in America were purposely designed to be what they are. Ghettos here in Africa are not.
Yeah.
You have your money, you have your plot, you build how you want to build.
That's true.
They really don't have a lot of regulations, and there's really not a whole lot of restrictions on it. So, like Chibuli, for example. You go to Chibuli is effed up. You go to Kampala, it's effed up.
Yeah.
That's because people built however they wanted to build.
That's true.
No one came in here and said, no.
There's no zoning, but that's everywhere. Even nice places, I'm like,
all ghettos are built and operated by non-African people. Like literally designed. They're designed to be what they are.
Specifically, yeah.
Every project,
they're like organized.
Every hood,
it's creepy.
Every ghetto, all of that. It was all designed to be exactly the way it is right now.
Yeah.
So people don't understand that here, and I have to explain that to people. Like, you guys are extremely lucky. You tell me that you're a ghetto. I'm a ghetto boy. I live in poverty. You have food in your belly every night. You have the opportunity. Like, even though a lot of these guys really got to hustle on the street and everything like that. They haven't made it illegal for them to do that. Yeah. You can't do that.
You can't do that. Yeah. Your hustles are a lot.
Like that.
Yeah. On the street or like selling small things. I know. A child needs a permit for a lemonade stand in North America, let alone selling just things, gum on the side of the road.
Right out here, children are on go. As soon as you come out here, apples, oranges, whatever you want, man. You want to clean your house, they got the cleaners. You want to clean your car, they got the sprays, they got the steering wheel covers, they got everything you need at traffic lights.
You can't do all that in North America. They'll chase you off a road. Yo, permit. No, there's no way.
You gotta get permission. And you got to make sure that the neighborhood and all that is safe. You know, ain't no whole lot of white people out there.
Too.
They're going to be on go. Excuse me, can you send the police?
Yeah, that too.
Like I said, they have their own problems here, so I'm not going to make it seem like it's so extravagant. They have things going on here.
They're just different.
Exactly. And it's more manageable for me.
Yeah. So why do you feel like you stayed in Uganda versus maybe going back to Kenya or being in Morocco? Or
Cost of living. Cost of living was extremely manageable, and I was already integrating so quickly and easily into Ugandan culture. Like Kenya is very fast paced, and plus we were only there for 4 days, so I didn't get to see the true nature of Kenya. Okay, gotcha. Staying here in Uganda, I got to really see Uganda for what it really is. Yeah. So
that's beautiful.
I was able to really understand it truly, and once I saw how easy we were able to maintain with the budget that we were on, I was like, oh, why would I want to go back?
Yeah, it actually is so nice. I always tell people that you really can live a good life in Uganda.
Even at the end of the month, I stayed in one place, had a two bedroom, paying $300 a month. Yeah. Even paying that, it's fully furnished guest house.
The ends that you live, yeah?
Not where I live now.
Okay, but further out.
Yeah, I think it was Matula.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was way out there. Past Wankaluku.
Yeah. I swear he's been to more places than me. I don't know where none of these places.
I really have.
Is this a city center? I'm like, is this Nakasero? Is it the Guru? Is it the I don't know anything else. Bukoto, these are.
I stayed in Kosovo, which is over by Lunguja. I've stayed in Tinda. I've stayed in
that I know.
Cambodia.
Okay, that I know.
Over by Mwandaruk, where
Yeah,
fish
yeah.
is.
Yeah,
I stayed
that I know.
in
Kamocha.
Tunde already. Kansanga and Deje.
Yeah.
So this.
Oh yeah, Kansanga on the way to like Bunga, those islands.
Yeah, exactly.
Buziga,
That's
whatnot.
I
Look at me, I know a little bit.
Yeah.
I really be staying in bubbles. It's the worst. So could you see yourself living anywhere else?
Any other African country? Sure, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Not outside the continent, though.
Oh, okay, so you're happy with the continent.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it.
Here.
Okay.
If Uganda don't work out for me, I'm gonna find another cheap place to go to.
I don't know if there's cheaper than here.
I think it's another country. It's telling me like it's some places like the exchange rate is really really low there too, but of course they have infrastructure problems. You know.
Yeah, I mean
So,
it comes with a trade-off.
Exactly. But I do gotta check out South Africa. People keep telling me
Ooh,
I love
South Africa's
African
so
music.
nice. Me too.
Oh,
I want to go there and like do like a proper 2 weeks. But
Okay.
South Africa is wonderful. Yeah. Given obviously that you are here now fully, what business did you end up starting while you were here, and how is that going so far?
Well, the business I was supposed to start was fish farming. Unfortunately,
Oh, cool.
things did not go out as planned.
Okay.
So right now, I actually had to reconsider all the business things that I was going into. And I met a individual here who actually does legal marijuana here in this country.
Oh,
And he
okay.
has all the legal
Don't say his
marijuana.
name.
I'm not.
I'm like, allow him. Okay.
So
Gotcha.
this individual, he extended an offer to me, and right now I'm currently in the process. I have until the end of December. I'm currently in the process to raise the funds to be a partner into this program.
Oh, okay.
So I have my.
But it's
own-
legal.
Of course.
Oh,
Everything is legal. Of course. I'm definitely not. Listen, to come out here to do that.
I know that,
They
and
got
to
AK
say it
out
on
there.
YouTube.
I'm good. I had to dot on my eyes and cross on my T's.
Do
before I
it properly.
make sure
Okay, good.
I had to make sure I was like, you do what? Where? Oh, damn, I don't want nothing to do with that.
I'm so
But I've
done.
seen all the legal documentations. I've seen like minister signatures and all this other stuff. I'm like, oh, so you
All right,
legit.
we good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
You know?
I was out here like, woo, child.
That industry is actually very new here, so that's why a lot of people don't really know too much information about it. So it is something that people are starting to, kind of get into more so in the hemp field. But there are other different products you can get out of the marijuana industry. So it is something new, you know what I'm saying? And it's a booming industry all over the world.
All
Like,
over the world. That's why I
I don't
was
understand
like, I
why
didn't even know it was an industry
African countries
here.
haven't capitalized off of it. I think Zambia is probably the only one who capitalized.
The
Zambia
stigma.
and South Africa too. Because Swaziland or Eswatini, excuse me. Eswatini capitalized off of it as well.
But it's the stigma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people don't know.
So how have you found it doing business in Uganda?
Okay, so I found it very easy and I also found it very difficult at the same time. Now, my biggest issues that I've had with doing business here in Uganda is that communication and punctuality are an issue. Like, it's the two things I struggle with the most. I just beg people, please call me. You are having any issue, traffic, rain, you got a puncture in your tire, you need transport, whatever. Pick up the phone and call a brother. Don't text me the next day and be like, hey, Bambi, sorry. I
Next
forgot.
day.
Yo,
Who are
what?
you dealing with? Okay. Maybe because I'm like a sergeant. I'm just like, people are always late, but to show up another day that's not the day scheduled, I'll tell you, don't even bother.
Yeah, people's phones get
Okay,
switched
that
off,
happens.
stuff like that.
Maybe that's how
And I
they do
try
it
to
to
be
me.
understanding, like, okay, it's Uganda, so people got cheap phones and whatnot. Like, they'll use, like, the cheap phones for business, and they use
Your
the
little
traffic
burner
phones
phone.
for Snapchat and all of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm over here blowing up your burners, and y'all ain't picking up.
No, because I'm busy on this stuff.
Exactly. So, I'm like, yo, come on, man. That is so irritating.
I know.
I will get to a place, I'm sitting here ready, got the table set up, told everybody to shut up. I'm over here about to shoot a video. Y'all be quiet in the background.
And
I'm sitting here.
waiting.
That's just my issue. But other than that, like I said, a lot of people here are hustlers and entrepreneurs here, so it's very easy to do business here. It's very easy to set up a program like this.
That's
So doing some of my meetups with like some business professionals that I have in the future coming up, that was very easy to meet up. Like it was so easy to talk to them, to interact with them, understand their business, how I can market their business on my channel, things like that. It was done.
Yeah.
Now,
And
timing.
they understood the concepts
Yes.
and everything.
Timing.
That's
Now, the only
amazing.
issue that I have with that is restaurants. Restaurants are the only ones that I ever have an issue with when I want to do a vlog. Because sometimes I want to do restaurant reviews.
Yeah.
And it's why I haven't done one in a long time. Every restaurant I go to, they'll say, yes, fine, it's okay, you come. I show up, hey, Sebo, today's not a good day. Maybe tomorrow.
What restaurants are you? But you're going to
Different
anywhere.
Ones. I'll try local ones. I never did like cafe jobs or anything like that. But there was one of my favorite spots is Food Hub. Food Hub, they're very busy, but you have to hit them up like at a certain time when they're not busy. It's either early in the morning when they first open, or on a certain day when they're really not that busy. So other than that, I'm trying to do local spots because I eat I'm Ugandan, so I eat local food now. You understand?
He's fully morphed into Uganda. Yeah. Earlier when you had said that, like, oh, like it's cool, like you quick you can make meetings. I found that a lot of people don't understand marketing. Or a lot of, not people, okay, people, but
a lot of them are yes men too. A lot of them will just say yes. Yes, it's okay. Yes, you come. And then you show up. You get what I'm saying? They start doing that.
Thank God no one's done that to me. I've been like, don't waste my time. That's one of my things that irritates me. So irritating. I always had a punctual mother, but my dad wasn't. So any events we go to, we were always on time because of my mom. We'd be the only people there waiting and sitting.
I'll never forget, like, one of my first interactions with that AP time was I was at a restaurant and there was this lady, she was a server and I was trying to call her to get her attention. She was talking to another server. And you know, where we're from, you don't talk like that. You pay attention to your
You
guests.
have to be. First of all, you live off tips. So essentially you're like, there's my money. So you're like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. How can I help you? No, they don't. That's why they are the way they are.
Lady, excuse me,
and she's finishing her call.
Madam, she looked.
Continue to call.
So I'm like, this shit. Oh, no, she didn't. They were like, yo, you calm down. This is Africa. I said, yo, she looked at me. We had eye contact. She looked at me and continued.
Away and continued to talk with her and her colleague. And I'm just like,
so I had to humble myself very, very quickly.
I think the restaurant thing touches like literally parts of my heart because I was a server for so long. So legit, I'm like, and I made mad money because I was a good ass server. So to me, I'm just like, all they have to do is change that one.
That's
thing.
it.
Change that one thing. I would have given you a nice tip.
Or like, what also bothers me and I had to get over is when you walk into a place, they don't even greet you. Some places do, most places don't.
God, I know.
You just walk in, they're just sitting there looking at you. They have their menu. They're waiting for you to say something to them. And then you go and sit down. When I walked into there's a restaurant, Victoria Cafe, over on Kampala Road. I walked in, the guys were just sitting there, and they were, waiting for me. And I'm like,
you can't wait.
Are you gonna say hello
where's
to
the
me?
hi? How are you?
Yeah.
Let me seat you. Like, where's
so they're staring at me. I'm staring at them. They're looking at me. I'm looking at them.
And you had time that day, so you just.
Hi, how are you? Hey, yes, please. How are you, sir?
And you're just like that, and going into stores where people don't greet, like regular stores, not just restaurants, regular stores, like I'm gonna go buy a shirt or something, and you don't greet, and you're just sitting there, and you're just, or I was in a supermarket, and the employee literally was hiding in between like pillars, just to be on his phone. I'm like, I'm looking for something, I need help.
They are not bothered.
Unbothered, but we're here.
Exactly.
Happy. Oh my God. When you want something done immediately though within your business, how do you feel like that goes? Because I know obviously it's a little bit slower here and whatever. So have you adjusted in that sense? Actually, do you feel like the South, like where you're from in America, it's like very, very fast paced?
I mean, as far as business, pretty much everything over there is faster than how it is here.
Yeah, faster than here for sure.
But it's not nothing that really affected me to the point where I was gonna lose my mind.
Yeah.
Because in the military, it ain't no different. We have a saying. It's called "hurry up and wait."
Oh my God! So I was I can't appropriate it.
So it's like you're just gonna put up with it,
Yeah.
So coming here, I was like, oh, I gotta deal with that again. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Hurry up and wait.
Okay, no, I'm from like a major city, and it's just like go. So
I used to live in New York. I'm used to the fast-paced life and everything, but out here, it's not a priority to me. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Because I'm not there anymore. I'm here, so it's like. Now everything is just every day I go outside. It's a learning experience. It's an understanding experience. So
I like the mindset you came with.
Okay. Yeah, I'm different. Like,
yeah, clearly.
People don't think the way I think. You know what I'm saying? They think that when they come here, Uganda has to adjust to them.
Yeah.
Everything has to change to them. And honestly, that's the mentality of a lot of Mzungus who come here.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens to them.
Yeah.
People, that privilege comes out. People literally change for them.
Yeah.
Now I've witnessed it with me and a Mzungu walked in the restaurant at the same time. It's not a joke. It's real life. Hey, see him. Hey, yes, you come.
Yeah, of course, because they're like,
hello.
Now to them, you look like them. You're like,
I had one guy who thought I was his Zulu's driver. I got offended, but I was like, that's funny.
Yeah.
Wow, the way you guys think is that's
no,
hilarious.
it's very different. Do you feel like you could do your business anywhere, or do you feel like this is really mainly okay? Cool.
Yeah. So right now I'm focusing on here in Uganda. Of course, it's my home here in Uganda, but I plan to travel to other African countries too and do the same exact thing there. But not in the sense that is my home. Like how you have this one guy, I think his name's Tai Dai or something.
Oh
like
yeah, I love him.
I like the way he does with Nigeria. He showcases different things about Nigeria and everything.
Yeah, he's so inspiring.
He really puts Nigeria on the map. Different cities, townships, districts, and all that other stuff. Places you can stay, cheap, luxurious, all of that. Then when he goes to other countries,
he went to South Africa.
He gives a smaller version of the same exact thing in all these different places. So you basically have a general understanding. So I kind of wanted to do something similar, but to a different perspective of where Black Americans can understand, you know, how they can easily integrate things like that. I want to show like different places that you can settle, not just come to visit. Everybody sees you come visit these places, but most people don't know if they can stay.
Right.
So that's the stuff I want to focus on when I go to these countries. I want to find out, is this a good place for Black Americans to come to, or not just Black Americans, but Black people born in the diaspora outside the country? Yeah. Are these good countries for them to travel to and whatnot? So that's what I want to focus on. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. No, literally it's similar to my my channel. Mine is more so like it started as Ugandans who live abroad to come back, but then I ended up getting so many different types of people on my channel, like in comments, so it morphed into that. But yeah. Pros and cons of doing businesses in Uganda. What do you feel like your biggest pro, biggest con? Besides, my biggest pro is that I'm doing business with African people, which is something that I pride myself in, because at one point we weren't taught to shop black, buy black, you know, put money in the community. So now it's easy. It's a pro. So it's so easy. I can invest in my own people. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to go out of my way to find my own people to invest with. It's already there. Now, a con is that some people really don't take it that serious, and or they might not be set up to where they can expand the way that you want. Like, okay, I've met some people where they have programs, but they require major investments. It's like, do I really want to give this person $10,000 to expand this project, and you really have no idea of certain guarantees? That's true. So it's like you got to go through a lot of hard work and investigating to find out every little detail here, and if it's any land involved, it's even worse. Yeah, it's even worse because people, you know how it is with land. Yeah. Oh my goodness. It's like one big headache. Literally one big headache for everybody. Like, I cannot stand, like, that was one of the first things I had to deal with when I first came here. I was trying to buy land. I can't stand the process that you got to go through to acquire land here. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's a lot. It's very archaic. Whether you're getting like residential land, commercial land, farming land, or whatever, it's ridiculous. Yeah. So many people are so ready to cheat. It's like it's hard to know who you can trust, because it can be a lawyer. Yeah. It could be the guy who's selling to you. The judge. It could be the judge. The title holders. I mean, it's crazy. It's always something. That's one of the things, like, when I used to talk to a lot of Bazoomas about like how they bought land and stuff like that, they told me, man, they went through thousands of dollars in just legal fees. Just, trying to expedite the process of buying land. I'm like, so how much did you actually spend on the land? Oh, like $20,000. You spend how much in the process? Yeah, not even like on the land itself. It's so a lot. So I was like, man, it's bananas to me. Yeah. It's different types of land out here you really shouldn't be buying or something like that. You really got to do a lot of investigation on it. And proper investigation, getting proper titles, because there's always fake ones. There's so many. Oh, God, it's a lot. So, getting into the personal, only answer what you feel like you want to. How is dating in Uganda? The dating process when you first came dating versus how it can be simple and it can be very difficult. Okay. So, obviously, people here speak English, but there is a bit of a language barrier here. I will say that I didn't really face too much of a problem with language barrier. It was more of a cultural barrier, because people had expectations of Black Americans, and I didn't know that here. So they expected certain. Worldwide, but I don't think Americans know until they leave. Yeah, but it's a worldwide thing. So me coming here, I had to like tell people like I'm a Zungu, like I don't do those things, and it was a lot of times where a lot of women I wouldn't even bother like even talk to them or anything. Like I'll probably get her number or something like that. And we'll interact. But once I see like the expectation that she has, I'm like, oh.
That's so interesting. Okay, can you elaborate on some expectations if you don't mind?
So before I had met my ex and everything like that, there was a few people I was trying to take on dates, things like that. Mm-hmm. First thing they're hollering, Bambi, transport, Bambi. I need transport, please. I'm like, okay, fine. Where do you live? And if I find out where you live and you're requesting $50,000 for transport,
okay,
you understand? There's the whole people coming on the date and ordering up the whole menu and all that, trying to find the most. I'll tell people, look, order like you got it in your pocket. That's what I tell them. I'll pay for it, but you better order like you got it in your own pocket.
I'm dead. Okay, interesting.
Because listen, this is why I don't go to Cafe Jobs. Went there one time, order this, order that, this appetizer. I'm like, yeah, you gonna eat all that? And then after everything was said and done, she didn't eat all that. She ate something packed the rest of it. Oh my god. Oh. I knew it. Oh. Yes. Oh. Yes. The trifling behaviors out here too. All right. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, the only other thing that I experienced was like the language barrier. Some girls I talk to are extremely pretty, but the English is very, very little. So it's just hard for you guys to communicate. Yeah. Gotcha. Interesting. That was it. Those are the only real things I really face, as far as the dating scene goes. Okay. For those of you who don't know, I was supposed to get married and things like that. I'm not going to elaborate too much on that, but it happened. So, now it's no longer happening, but now it's like, I'm not really into the whole dating scene now because so much is taken off of my business that I don't have time anymore, Yeah. Nor do I even have the patience right now. I don't feel like going through the whole process. After the story, I would also say, probably better just not to. So let me just focus on my business, get on my stuff in order. Get your ducks in a row. Definitely. Good things come to when for those of you who want to come here and date, just make sure you're dating someone who's, here for you and all that, not for what you can do for them and where you can take them and all that other stuff. Because there was one person in particular, one girl, once she found out I was trying to live here in Uganda, she blocked me and everything. Oh, her expectation was a ticket out. She was trying to go. Where are you meeting these girls? I was going to ask if your immediate family is in Uganda because usually I end up... I have a Ugandan family here, but they're not related by blood or anything like that. Okay. But there was a family that took me in when I had this untrustworthy local individual who was supposed to help me with my visa process, who guaranteed me of certain things, Where did you find them? Somebody recommended them to us. Okay. And, they were saying, this guy, he knows this person, he's connected with this guy, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So he basically was extorting us and we didn't know. Yeah. We didn't know nothing about the visa process and everything. So he took my passport for like a couple months and I couldn't get no money. At the time, my cell phone had got stolen. I had one of those wallet cell phone cases. My debit card, everything was in there. So all I could use was my passport to get money, like transfer and stuff like that. So I was living with a Ugandan family. This is when I really got to know like Ugandan food. Oh, okay. The togo, togo beans, posho beans, cassava and beans. He's really a proper Ugandan at this point. I can't. Listen, my best dish right now is pilau and toke with some beans on the side or something like that. I'm so dead. The smoked fish is my thing. Well, I did ask you this before, but like your immediate family, would they come here to see you? Or hopefully, some of them have plans to come, especially now they see my YouTube channel and things like that. They remember I told you we had a really ignorant mindset, so even them, they asked me when I told them I was going to Africa. You ever seen that Soulja Boy meme? It was like, Dre. Yeah. Oh, that's my favorite one. Like, Africa. I was like, why y'all say it like that? Seriously? Oh, wow. Like, so what kind of shot you got to get? Is this in 2020? No, this was in 2017. Oh, okay. Because now in 2020, an idea with my family and everything. Mm-hmm. Man, they were. Wow, meanwhile, people were. We just don't have information. When you know better, you do better. Basically. Clearly, because meanwhile in 2020, everyone's like America, to do what? To do what? To be there to do what? No thank you. So now that people have seen like the place that I stay in, they're like, you pay how much for that? Oh, yo, can I get that same thing? See? Right now I'm paying like $700,000 for like a 2-bedroom. but it's a private compound.
Wow.
It's really, really nice in that area.
Cheap. Okay.
And the area, I don't mind paying that price because I'm a cheap boy. I don't mind paying the same. But I decided to step it up a bit because you get tired of sleeping in single rooms all the time and everything. It's time to like really step your game up and really invest your money and live comfortably. Yeah. Even though I was comfortable in that lifestyle, it's not healthy. Yeah. So I needed the space and everything, and staying over there is great because I get the peace of mind that I want. It's quiet. I can edit. I can shoot. I can do what I have to do. It's not I don't live near a lot of noise. There's no bars over there. There's no people.
That's what I live in.
Noise and whatnot. So it's just very, very relaxing over there. So it's like, I'll pay that $700. That's fine. I stayed in, a single room in the ghetto. And I loved it actually. I was cool over there. Paying $220,000 a month.
What?
Yeah, I only had a bathroom in there. A bathroom and I had a little spigot for water. That's it. That's all I had.
You really lived.
I was chilling over there. That was the ghetto.
Clearly, you've done what?
It was so ghetto over there, right? When it rains, like our whole veranda, we don't have a veranda, but what we call our veranda, floods. Go get your rain boots. Like,
I hope you documented all this because
actually at the time I didn't. I didn't want nobody to know.
Okay, because I was like, people, this is the concept people want that I wouldn't live through anyway, so I couldn't even show y'all. But go on his channel, please. He's got it.
I did not want y'all to see that life I was living out there.
But that's what they want to see.
I was a real ghetto boy. Like, listen, those cheap flip flops that people wear, the
the little red ones.
Yeah. So I had a pair of red ones and I had a pair of blue ones. The left one on the red had broke. And the blue one on the right had broke. So you know what I did, right?
You ended up with the blue and
blue and red on one. I was real ghetto, all right? Real ghetto.
Wow. Okay, so what do you feel like is your favorite thing to do in Kampala? Like, what's your ideal weekend when you have told everyone Friday 6 p.m. don't call me, don't nothing.
My favorite thing to do in Kampala is sit at home and relax in my house.
That's a lie. Goddamn lie.
Oh my god, yo. Right now, I'm really enjoying like hitting the streets, like yo.
In these streets.
Because some of these parties actually, they're allowed to operate. So like one of the silent discos I went to at the Halloween party at Speak Resort, it was jumping. Like it was really nice.
Oh yeah, there was the Halloween party.
It was nice. And I got to meet like a lot of people that I would have never normally met. Jose Camille came up to our table. I did not know who this guy was. Everybody's over there. I see all the ladies over here doing this and whatnot, getting fresh. All the guys is over there, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, what is y'all doing?
Well, that's what
awkward right now.
I'm so done.
Like, yo, you don't know what this is? I'm like, nah. He was with who's it? Weasel or I think it was Weasel with somebody. So he got dreadlocks or something like that. So anyway,
I was so done.
Yeah, and everybody's telling me like, how do you not know this guy? I'm like, sing a song by him. And some, yeah, I know that's him. Okay.
Well, that's nice. What a change. I like to hear there's a change. What are some of the your favorite actual places to visit? Like if you can name drop a couple for the people.
Food hub. Most people, most of my subscribers, like local subscribers who see me have spotted me there. So you'll see me throughout the week most of the times there because when I'm out in town and I'm shooting, it's only certain places I like to eat, and Food Hub's pretty cheap. Yeah. So I can go in there and I give you a double cheeseburgers. Yeah, they do.
They're on Jumia. I haven't ordered from them, but I know they're on. Oh, okay.
So you can get them delivered. I got my own boda, so I just call them. I place my order. I tell my boda, go pick it up.
Yeah, see, I always have a guy.
I either do mobile money or I send them cash or something like that. Go pick it up and pay a little boda fee, and you got your food. But some place I frequent around town, like I said, is that place. Taxi parks, I don't frequent too much anymore like I used to. I used to be around like Old Taxi Park, that little area.
That is so random. Okay.
Because I was trying to learn all the stuff that was around there, Owino Market, Market,
so downtown,
Market, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I was always hitting these markets up to see like what's going on around here. And
so funny because a lot of Ugandans don't even go down there.
That's
so that's dope.
Like, people they avoid these places because thieves and whatnot.
Yeah.
But people see me on my side. I've only had issues one time, and I swear to God, y'all, anytime I really have issues with people here in this country, it's always bodas. It's not actual people.
They're very brave.
These guys are. You talking about bravery? Yo, some bodas are really nice people. They're really good. go out, they make their money, you know, they feed their families and whatnot, they work, you know, they're hustling. You know
my Boda guy is like an amazing Boda guy, but I got these other ones.
These guys are scrubs,
I don't got time for them.
Oh my God, man. They're organized and they're unorganized at the same time. There's so many of them.
Like if anything happens, all of them surround you. They're going to come.
They're going to surround you. So, and that's where I had to learn my lesson. That's why I stopped hanging around those areas, because these guys really look for trouble sometimes. They really do.
The boredom. Half the time they're just chilling on the side of the road.
Exactly.
Madam, ride. So I get it. They're like kind of bored during the day.
Man, you walking down the road, bus, we go, bus.
Right? And I'm like,
bus come.
And because I usually take Ubers. I'm literally there like I am waiting for an Uber. I'll be dressed up. Right? I'm like dressed up, heels, hair done, makeup, nails done. But are you mad?
On
the border to go get dusty?
You come. Oh my God, that gets on my nerves, yo.
So, it's been a pleasure having
Kingo Matunda
on my channel. But I just want to ask him a couple of more questions to segue out of this video. But before doing that, please do remember, you guys, right now in this very moment, go and subscribe to his channel. Mm-hmm. Press the post notification button. Subscribe to my channel. Press the post notification button. So you're informed every time that we drop quality content. What do you love most about living here in Uganda? You can name one thing. You're just like,
I love the fact that people are hustlers here. I really like that.
I'm so happy that you saw that. It's like one of my favorite things.
This country, most people don't know this. Majority of the population is living below the poverty line, and on top of that, majority of the population is under the age of 35, I believe.
Yeah, under the age of like 25, I think.
25?
Yeah, it's very
definitely very young population. And the fact that people live in such extreme conditions of poverty and still are able to, you know, survive day to day and whatnot, even though the conditions of survival are not great, they're still alive and
happy.
Exactly.
Oddly enough,
exactly.
Actually
there are some that are, you know, really like living bad lives,
of
drugs
course.
and prostitution, things like that. But for the most part, the ones that aren't, they're really like hustling out there, are really trying to survive and trying to live. That spirit is something I don't get to see too often.
No.
Back in the West, man, it's just, we don't have that spirit. We get broken very easily because we've been broken for so long.
Yeah, that's so true. Whereas here, I think, like you said, that spirit, it's inspiring even to see, and like just to know that people are doing the best they can and making the best out of it, but actually living. Like you're alive and living your life. You're not just like everyday same hustle, or no, not even hustle, like same mundane program that like we're so used to, the monotony that we're so used to in North America. So it's really nice to see, at least. Okay, what's one thing that you were like, I could do without?
One thing I could do without?
So you're just like, I don't like that.
One thing I can do without here is the stares, like the looks people give me. Even though I understand at this point now, after these years that I've been here, and after everybody didn't explain to me, even the ones who are going to get in the comment section even now, I understand that it is a culture thing, that it's something that people do because they're naturally curious, and most people are not doing it out of hate or disgust.
No.
And it's the fact that you cannot see what I see. That is an issue to me. The way that people look at me, I'm not a mind reader, so I don't know what you're thinking. You understand? So I can only look at you and see on your face the way you are looking at me, and it really, really bothers me a lot. Because I think that people think that I'm an animal or a monster or a beast or a criminal or something. So I can't figure it out.
But they do it to me. So every day, every time I leave my house, it's the same.
Why is it so bad that, you know, people just don't come and say, how are you? Hello, how are you? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like say something as opposed to just.
When I see foreigners in my country, I used to make it an effort to come and say, hey, what's up? How are you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where you from? That used to be a thing to me, but coming here, people don't really they assume that you're a Black American or something like that. So you know what I do now? To break the ice, I start speaking a little Uganda. I'm like, Chichi, so what Chichi know?
Yeah.
Like that. Hey, nothing. I tell them I'm a Chichi. Hey, like that. And that's when they start to get lively. You get what I'm saying? That's how I learned to break the ice here, because if I don't, they're just going to really look at me and make me feel so uncomfortable. Coming here, I realize how overly sexualized my culture is in the West. Because it's like, sometimes I'll be like, my head, like...
because there's ass here, ass there, ass...
I see that, like, oh, yo! I'm like, bro, did you...
And they're just like, that's my aunt, that's
they don't
my
even
mom,
look
that's
sometimes.
my...
I'm like, bro.
They're just unfazed.
It's like, man, go ahead.
Yeah, unfazed. All bodies you usually see regular, like, there's just unfazed.
And another thing I know is like a lot of girls here, like some of them don't realize like how beautifully or well endowed they are. Like it's just a very normal thing
because it's
to
a
them.
normal. Yeah.
So when a guy like me approaches them, they get very, very shy.
Yeah,
very shy.
They don't know their self-worth. I always say this about us
true.
in Uganda. We don't, as women, we don't know our self-worth. That's why we put up with a bunch of BS when it's like, you're gorgeous. You can go anywhere in the world and get anybody. You're out here putting up with. Anyway, topic for another day. But yeah, so what do you miss most about being home? Like being in Virginia, not here home.
Honey buns, fruity pebbles, cheeseburgers, bacon.
I miss hamburgers so much. I miss freaking hamburgers.
Definitely Mexican food. We were just talking about this. Mexican food is like the most. It's food stuff.
It is food. It is.
The number one thing I miss the most is traffic lights.
I know there's not enough of them.
Yo, traffic out here. When I told y'all earlier, like there are a lot of unnecessary things here. Traffic is definitely one of them because they don't have in certain places they don't have stop signs and they don't have yield signs or they don't have traffic lights. Yeah. Even if they do have all of those things, traffic is not enforced in here. It's like it's not a big deal. You can have. I've seen people overtake police cars. I was like, yo, what?
But they put up their own blinkers and start driving. I don't care if you.
They'll make their own lanes. It'll be a single lane road. It's a 3-lane road now.
Make up your own. It's so weird. But I also realized too. So like like the Mukwano roundabout, those places. Oh yes. So like before you hit there, there's a light. But for some reason, there's always a traffic guy instead of the light, and I'm like, the light works. But I had to humble myself and realize I'm like, these traffic cops probably don't drive, and that's why they stop traffic going one way for 10 to 15 minutes, thinking it's normal, and then allow the next direction for 10 to 15 minutes. I'm like, you can't stop traffic for that long. But I never understood it. So one day I was like, Richard, do you even think they drive? They probably don't know.
Most of them don't. Like, I honestly truly want to sit down with one and understand what are they taught as far as traffic enforcement.
Because what possesses you to stop traffic for even more than 5 minutes in one direction? Even that's too long. But like, make it make sense. But then I was like, I mean,
and there's some traffic junctions where there should be a traffic cop and there ain't one in sight.
So everyone,
you got local people. You got local people who come out with their own whistles and whatnot, directing traffic. I was like, this is absolutely ridiculous here.
I know. What do you feel like you miss least about America?
Filling out job applications, honestly. That was probably the worst feeling I've ever had to like endure constantly, because you're basically asking permission from this company if they would hire you, and you sell yourself for however much little bit of money it is per hour for a certain amount of hours, you get what I'm saying? For a certain amount of days a week, and then you really don't have no free time to yourself. That process to me is just mentally exhausting. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, 100%.
That was probably the worst thing I had experienced while I was there, because it was like, it's no hope, no despair. I'm really depending on these people to call me back, and if they don't, I have nothing.
Yeah. And then earlier you mentioned racism. Yeah.
That's like even though racism is everywhere all over the world, I will never want to really go back to America to experience that level of racism. Yeah. I've seen I've experienced racism in different countries and whatnot, but American racism is very unique in its own way.
I feel like it must be annoying, and I don't even know the words to even describe it, but from somewhere where generationally your family is from, but yet someone wants to point out how you're different, constantly. That's crazy.
I'm a veteran. I volunteered my life to serve my country, and people can't look past my skin color. What the hell did we really do to y'all to really make y'all think that we're all like this? That's the only question I really want to know. Yeah. Why is it that a skin color is that threatening that our lives are taken like nothing? Yeah. You understand? Especially that idea, I just can't live with that over there anymore. No, I understand. I don't understand how anybody could. At this point, the black community in the diaspora all over the world, we are the only ones with no allies anywhere. We have no protection, no help from anyone anywhere. True. It's just kind of what I'm saying? So it's like, we want to be organized, but we can't organize anything. Every time we do, we organize for the wrong reasons.
That's true.
And we can't come together as one community. So it's like,
Yeah.
It's always despair all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So in America, I'm tired of protesting. I'm tired of marching.
Yeah.
I volunteered to show you guys that I'm worthy of being a human fucking being like everybody else.
In a country that you generationally are from. That's why I don't
Exactly.
understand.
So after all of that, we still have to prove to the day we die that we're not super predators and criminals and all the other stuff.
It's
So
too much. I understand that wholeheartedly. I definitely get it. So how is it though, just a random question before we end, how is it being here during everything that was going on during
peaceful.
Lockdown?
It's actually, sometimes I've had a little bit more anxiety being here because it's like a little too peaceful.
Yeah.
It's like I'm still expecting it at some moment. And I don't want to let my guard down and let it go, because when it does come back, I will feel crushed and hurt and all that, and I don't want to feel that.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's like I got to keep a little bit of that guard up. But I haven't had those issues here. I've had a little bit of issues where, classes and, something like that. People think I got money because I'm a black American and I come from somewhere else.
Yeah.
So other than that, it's not like that here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's only certain privileges that you see,
Nice.
but...
Yeah. Okay, that's nice. Well, on that note, what if you can just drop like 3 pieces of advice for someone who may be in your position abroad, who's interested in coming back or coming to Africa? Like, what would be the 3 things you'd be like, I definitely want to tell them this?
Okay, first thing is if you're coming back here to travel and you just want to visit, you're here for like tourism, things like that, I highly recommend you bring backups for your backups. So when I first got here, like I made a lot of mistakes. I didn't plan ahead with certain things, so I didn't have a lot of equipment, electronics, or certain things of that nature. So whenever it broke, that was it.
That was it. Yeah.
You had to depend on local stuff to
That's actually one of my biggest fears.
You understand? So
yeah.
Make sure you bring backups for your backups, and understand that Uganda is, the weather here in Uganda, it's rainy season and dry season. So if you get stuck in the rainy season, bring a poncho, an umbrella, all that stuff. You're stuck in the dry season, bring your water, and just make sure wherever you're traveling that you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You have snacks and your water and all that other stuff.
So survival, I love it.
Second thing I would recommend people to do is when you first get here, try to learn a little bit about the language. The local language is Uganda, or even Swahili, because some people do speak Swahili around. You'd be surprised actually, because what I've noticed, we didn't say this earlier. Every Ugandan I've met in my life in this country, every single one of them speaks more than one language.
Yeah.
I forgot to say that.
Yeah.
Every single children, it doesn't matter if it's children, old, young, well, not older people. Some older people refuse to speak English.
Yeah, but that they know it. That doesn't mean that they don't know it. They know it. They just don't want to.
But that's the thing. Like everybody here speaks more than one language here. So if you learn like Luganda or Kiswahili or something like that, you'll be able to get by. You'll be okay.
Okay.
Transportation, like we mentioned, can be an issue here because as tourists, you're going to want to move around and things like that. Google Maps is not really going to help you so much. It helps in some areas better than others because some areas are mapped out better than others.
If you're in a major city, it's pretty decent. It's when you go out other places.
Exactly.
Like, oh,
so definitely try to find a method of transportation before you get here. You don't want to use like Uber all the time, every single day. If you're comfortable with using local transportation, you can do that. I'm perfectly comfortable with that. In fact, as soon as I leave here, I'm hopping on the boat. So that's just what I do.
Love it. Me on the other side, the Uber life, it's expensive. So that's why, I mean, if you want to do that, I don't even want to put you Uber. That's just the road I use.
Guys, get method of transportation, hire your own personal driver. There'll be some available outside the airport. You don't have to get those guys because they are everywhere. Yeah. Everywhere you can find a private car for hire.
That's true. Even if you use the Uber, ask them if they want to get off the app as an everyday driver.
That's exactly what I do. When I find an Uber driver who's actually a decent person.
Decent, good car, clean car.
Yo, I will call them. I'm like, listen, I need you to come pick me up where you drop me off at. We going for this price.
Yep, and they'll do it.
They'll do it.
That's so true. Oh my God, this is such a great interview. It's so insightful, and I love when I get like non-Ugandans who live in Uganda talk to and just like converse with, just to hear how much they also love the same country, even though like generationally this is where I'm from, but like just to hear that someone is like, no, I love it here, I want to be here, especially when there's so many Ugandans in the diaspora who don't want to come back, but so this is for y'all. It's physical proof it is possible. But yes, thank you so much for coming on my channel.
No problem.
And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll check you guys in another video. Bye, guys.
Peace.